Alright, in this screencast I'm going to quickly show you how you can add users to your website. And for your website, you have a lot of options for what a user can do or be. You can have as many users as you want. I have a website that I manage that has nearly 1,000 users, and that's not 1,000 people who are changing the website or adding pages or posts. The vast majority of those users are simply subscribers, which means that they have access to maybe a members only section that I've created, or they've made purchases from an online store that I've put on my website, and so their information is now stored in here, and they can log in to be able to access content that I've created specifically for my members, or information about the purchases that they have made. So you can add all kinds of members, and it's really quite simple to do. But probably for most of you watching this screencast, you want to add users who can help you add pages or posts, content, or maybe even make updates to the website, like adding sliders, uploading media, adding staff or subtracting staff, keeping your online calendar up to date. Those are all people that you might add that you actually want to give access to be able to make changes to the website. Alright, so it's quite simple. You're going to, from your login screen, on your menu on the right, you're going to go ahead and click on Users. That's going to open up this area that shows you your current list of users. You see I'm there. And then you have a couple of options. I can go to my profile and just look at my personal profile and make updates and edits to my profile. That's not what I'm interested in right now. I want to add a new user. I can do that from right here, or I can also do it from the sidebar. So I'm going to click Add New. I'm going to be taken to the screen that will allow me to add new user. And sorry about that. And now with the new user, you can add your new user and give it a username that's unique to the person. I often just do first initial, last name, but whatever works for you. Now, once you create a user name, you cannot change it. So if, for instance, you misspelled someone's name, or you gave them a username that they didn't want to utilize, you will have to delete that user and create a new one for that person, because WordPress will not allow us to change the username. You also have required an email address, and so you want to make sure you put a unique email address in there. What by that I mean is, if a husband and wife are sharing the same email, for instance, and you want to add them each individually in as separate users, you're not able to do that using the same email address. WordPress will not allow that, and I'll show you a way around that in just a moment. If somebody doesn't have an email address but you still want to add them, that is possible as well. It's just you have to go about it a little bit of a different method, and I'll show that with you in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and put in the rest of our information about this user. And we're going to give them hopefully a good password that is strong and going to be secure for the website, so that people aren't going to be able to hack into the website. And I didn't do a very good job there. Let's go ahead and do that again, just so I can be a good example. Medium is not the best, but you can keep working on that until this says strong. You can select to send the password to the new user by email, and then you got to decide what function or role they're going to have with your website. Let me walk you through these for just a moment. Alright, the first role that you have available to you is the subscriber role. You'll notice back here, subscriber is the first role. This is somebody who can only manage their own profile, and like I said, if you set it up, they can manage online content that's unique to members or subscribers that non-subscribers, regular guests to your website cannot access. You also have the contributor option, which is right here. Contributors are somebody who can write and manage their own posts, but cannot publish them. In other words, they can write posts and they can manage posts they've already written, but somebody who is an editor or an administrator is going to have to publish them, and so they cannot actually go live on the website until you have approved them. The third option you have is the author. An author is somebody who can publish and manage their own posts. Notice I'm not saying pages, simply posts. That is, they can create on the blog, if you're using the blog feature of your website, they can create posts that will show up in your blog. And they can publish them without you previewing them first. Then the next one is your editor, and this is somebody who can publish and manage posts, including the posts of others. And then finally you have the administrator. And the administrator is somebody who has access to all the administrative features within a single site. So for instance, if I want somebody to have the ability to add sliders, home boxes, add pages, upload sermons, etc., I'm probably going to need to select them as administrators because we're not just talking about blog posts, we're talking about a lot of other things. Once you've done this, you go ahead and click on the Add New User button, and you have successfully created your user. Theoretically, they will have received an email from WordPress letting them know, if you selected that button, that they can access your website. However, I usually go ahead and send them an email with their username and password information myself as well. All right, I want to show you one more thing about adding users. Let's say, for instance, that you have a gentleman in your church who does not have an email address, or perhaps his wife is already a user and they share an email address. You can go ahead and give him his unique username. And what you're going to do in the email section instead, because you can't really use his own email, is you're going to just create a dummy email. And I don't know what WordPress thinks about this, but I've done it successfully a few different times. So I'm going to create a George Smith @ and I don't really want to create an email that somebody might actually have. So I'm going to create an email that says no email dot, whatever you want to do it, DDD or CCC. And so the email is a dummy email, but WordPress recognizes it because of the ampersand, because of the @ sign and the dot, and it looks like an email address format-wise. And so that I can go in here and continue to add the rest of the information in. Of course, I do not want to send this password to the new user by email because the email is not real and it'll just disappear into the ether of the internet, I suppose. So you would have to go ahead and manually let George Smith know what his username is and what his password is. And once you've done that, he'll be able to log in and make changes without having to have a unique email. Okay, that is all I have to share with you about creating users. It's quite simple once you've done it, and it's going to help you with your website delegate different tasks and place parts out to various people, and obviously eventually let you have subscribers if that's something you want as well. Thanks for watching.